All right. Hello and welcome to another episode and a new house. So as you can see, I'm in a new place. I'm in a completely new house. Well, new to me, I should say. And I'm ready to get into a new rhythm for game development. So it's been a little while since I've given you guys an update, and it's been because I've been moving, which was a lot more work than I expected. I should have seen this being a problem for my game development over the past few weeks, but I honestly thought when I moved, I was just going to have all this new free time, my own schedule, and be able to crank out content. Lo and behold, shocker to everyone, that hasn't been the case. It's been incredibly busy here, just getting into a new house and adopting the family cat that now lives here. So it's been a lot of work. Not a lot of game development, unfortunately. I got a little bit of art done, but I've started a new schedule. So today I started my brand new schedule that dedicates specific time, a couple hours every weekday for me to actually work on the game. So this sprint should actually be productive. My next video should have a lot of content, but this is more mainly a life update. I have the new house, I have the new schedule, and I'm going to be working on content starting tomorrow. I do have a couple pieces of art to show you that I made what feels like ages ago now. So I'm going to go ahead and show you that as I give you a little bit more of a life update. Let's take a look. So I got a new graphics card just a little while ago after moving in. That may not sound like a big life update, but if you're paying attention to the PC market right now, graphics cards are really hard to get, like really hard. So my brother helped me find out when Best Buy would be having some graphics cards in stock, the NVIDIA graphics cards. And I went there at like 4 in the morning to stand in line for many hours just outside, waiting for my chance to potentially get one of the graphics cards at market value because I didn't want to spend thousands of dollars online. I ended up being able to get one, and it was way better than what I actually wanted. So it's a 3080 Ti Ultra, which is almost as good as it gets when it comes to NVIDIA graphics cards. Spent a lot more money than I intended to, but I mean, hey, I spent a lot less for it than I would have if I hadn't stood in line at 4 in the morning, so that's a plus. I also have way better Wi-Fi at this house than I did before, like really good Wi-Fi, or internet speeds in general, I should say. So hopefully between the new graphics card and the internet speeds, my production time will go down. Editing has taken a long time just with processing the video and uploading it to YouTube. So hopefully those factors will make this a lot better. We'll see. I don't know. I'm obviously recording this before I've actually started editing the video, but I'll know later tonight. So about what you're seeing, as you could tell, I kind of decided to do sort of a church theme for the next building. And at first I was just going to make it basically the same wall texture as the first building. I didn't realize how cheap that would look, though. I know this is kind of flying through, but it kind of looked cheap. It really did look copy and paste since, I mean, it was copy and paste. So I decided to change the top of the building to this brick style. After a little while, I started to feel like maybe the brick didn't make a lot of sense when the bottom is just wood and plaster. Like from a structural standpoint, once you have the brick on the bottom of the house and not at the top. But I decided to go with it. I didn't want to change up the entire bottom part of the house as well. Remember, I'm not trying to do good enough for production level. I'm just trying to make these houses or this art as good as I can make it right now without stressing too much, or else I'd never get it done. So I went with this. I think it looks good enough, and it gives me yet another texture I can use in future houses, this brick texture. And then I moved on to the roof. And I will say, I don't know if I mentioned this in a previous video, but making the roof textures, I find it really difficult. I guess because it's angled, and it's not always an easy angle. And I think mainly I'm just overcomplicating this. Tiles are tricky because they're interlocking. There's actually a lot of detail to them, but they're repeating patterns, so you need them to line up, and you can see right there I'm trying to figure out how to make a repeating pattern that's complicated and add an angle that lines up properly. And I basically just end up struggling for an hour or two on this roof and end up getting a result that I think looks okay. It's not great. Obviously the angle's not completely correct. It really just looks like a mess at the end of it. But it's okay. And again, I don't want to not do it simply because it's not good enough for the final product. It's as good as it can make it. And then I actually go back and for the rest of the roof, I think I do a much better job. I wasn't recording for a little bit, so you'll see the roof just sort of blip into existence in a second. So I finished that. I start adding some structure to the house, just poles. This is the easy part. Similar to the previous building, I was just kind of copying that. And then after I do that, I start making a hole for the bell, which I wasn't recording for that either, so the bell will just sort of randomly appear. But I make this little upper area, and at this point I've spent a lot of time on this one house, and I really just want to make them quickly. So I kind of wrap it up. There's the bell, there's the roof. Change a bit of color to the roof, which I think adds a good touch, and then I finish that up. Now, I also made another house that I can show you right here. I wasn't planning on making this ruined house, but one night I couldn't sleep and I just needed to be able to calm down, and so I got on my computer and just threw this together real quick, which I will say, if you just want to slap together art and not stress out about it being perfect, doing it late at night is the perfect way to do it, because I just wanted to get it done, make a new building, add it to my repertoire, and I think it turned out pretty well. I kind of like how the structure is falling apart, how you've got the shadow and light in the interior here, and it's all layered so I can really make the player go in and out. Maybe this will be on the edge of town, I'm not sure, but I think it looks pretty good. So here's the 3 houses I've got so far now. It's starting to become a little bit of a village. Obviously 3 houses, one of them being in ruins and one of them being a municipal building, isn't really a town just yet. But I like what I'm getting. I like the style I have. And I think these houses are definitely going to stick around for the end of the year finale for the pre-alpha testing phase. I think these are good, and I'm just going to keep going in this direction as I have it. Thank you for tuning in and listening to my rambling and my life updates. I can assure you we're going to have a lot more content in the next video in a couple weeks, because I actually have a schedule and dedicating a good amount of time to game development. I imagine this upcoming sprint will be art heavy, hopefully even more art heavy than this one has been, simply because I'm going to have more time and I'm kind of feeling like really diving into the art and just trying to get as much of it done in a sprint as possible. Maybe a little gameplay, but we'll see. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.